Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Where do spirits go after they die? When their body is not buried. I heard that they do not go away until the body is buried, but what if they are not buried?
They hang around a little bit. Then they have to be in a waiting area. If they're not buried, they will go to a waiting area that is different from those ones who are buried. It depends why they're not buried. If they're not buried because they were fighting in the way of Allah, or they are living, or they are dying in the way of Allah, and they are not buried properly, that time their waiting station, it is a VIP lounge. It is better than those ones who have been buried properly, because they died for the sake of Allah. Angels will come, will wrap them up, will bury them, will pray for them. A higher station, definitely. It is a very big subject. There are so many other things. It depends on which category you are. Those ones who are the martyrs in the way of Allah too, Allah is the one who is going to take their spirits, not the angel of death. And they are going to be put into a, like I said, a VIP lounge, VIP station, meaning it is a taste of what their life is going to be in eternity. They're fighting in the way of Allah. They will be close to Allah. They die in the way of Allah. They will be in paradise, and their waiting station is a taste of that paradise. They are living for the sake of their ego, and the sake of this dunya, and putting Allah second, or third, or fourth, or last. Then they're going to find what they were living for. They're going to find that. So, the spirits, they go to different areas. Not to be concerned too much about that. It's not. It's not really necessary for us. First, I'm saying to you straight, be necessary with the knowledge that concerns you. Are you concerned about where your spirit is right now? Don't say your spirit is inside your body. Look at ourselves today. Did we wake up for the sake of Allah? Did we go through the day for the sake of Allah? Did we speak to people for the sake of Allah? Or did we do it for the sake of dunya? Did we forget about Allah? Did we just live like a routine, eat and drink and get married and do everything in this life, and later when we have a couple of minutes to pray, quickly praying, giving salams, that is what we're saying we're remembering Allah? No. Then that time our spirit is not with Allah. So it's important now, first locate your spirit. Where is our spirit? Where is our spirit? In reality, our reality is in divine presence. It's not here. Just as the reality of the sun is not in the light that you see around your house, the reality of the sun is billions of miles away. One ray of light is reaching to us. Our reality is in divine presence. One ray is reaching to us in divine presence. The more that we are living here, this shadow, this fake existence that we have now, we're living for the sake of Allah. We're making zikr. We're being good to others. We're taking the burdens of others. We're following the Holy Prophet, following the Shaykh. Then that time, our reality will be shining. And the angels, they're going to make tawaf. Yes, there are hadiths for this also. But you're not going to find them so easily. Because the knowledge that we're talking about, especially with tariqat knowledge now, there's so many things that you will not also find in books. There's so many things that were written hundreds of years ago, and there's still knowledge that is coming down now that is fresh and that is alive, because that is Islam. Islam is not a dead religion. It's not a fossil. Islam, it is fresh and it is alive. Always it is coming. It is a living religion. Our Prophet is alive, a living Prophet. He's not dead. He passed from this world. Physically, he's no longer here. But he is Hazir and he is Nazir. He is always giving us a warning. And he is present with us. So, this knowledge that we're talking about, when Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, radiallahu anh, Holy Prophet, when he passed, his daughter Hazrati Aisha saw him burning big bags of hadith that is written. He's the closest one to the Prophet, closest one. But in open hadith, open books that you find in the books of hadith, how many we can trace to Hazrati Abu Bakr? A handful, maybe 20. That's it. Hazrati Abu Hurairah, so many. So many that tarikats, they're taking their practices and everything, is coming from him. So many. But Hazrati Abu Bakr, who's supposed to be the closest one, he only has a few. And these ones are very based on practicality, very pragmatic issues. So what happened? He's the closest one. He's the one that Holy Prophet is saying, whatever Allah has put in my heart, I pour into the heart of my Siddiq, of Hazrati Abu Bakr. He did right. But after the Prophet passed away, he burnt it all. And he said, from now, in order to safeguard this knowledge, I will pass it only from heart to heart. If you're ready, the knowledge will be passed from heart to heart. Yes. Like how Hazrati Jibreel alayhi salam passed the knowledge from heart to heart, it's going to pass from heart to heart. So many people don't have faith. They say, what does it mean heart to heart? I don't believe. What heart to heart? Then you don't believe Hazrati Abu Bakr, what Prophet is saying about him. Be very careful. Then you don't believe what Hazrati Jibreel did to the Holy Prophet. Be very careful. You say things like that, you may be doing so much worship, so much zikr, so much prayer, but with one stupid thing that you say like that, it may burn everything. So, be smart, be intelligent. So his daughter Hazrati Aisha is saying, oh my father, you are burning all this. What is going to happen to this knowledge? He's saying this knowledge now, I will only pass it from heart to heart. And it says this knowledge, if I open it, if this is known to the Sahabis, to the companions, they will cut my neck off. It is so important, it is so unusual, because now we're talking about a spiritual knowledge. That if people, they're still stuck with the physical and they haven't come to the level of understanding the spirit, they will say, this is wrong. They will say, what is this? That Hazrat Abu Bakr is saying, if they know this, they're going to cut my neck off. So, this is the knowledge of tarikats, which don't think that we are also being busy with that. We are being busy with being Abdullah. We're not busy with secret knowledge. Okay? And these days, it's close. Time of Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam, so many things will be opened. But we are walking on this way. We're walking on this way, and our Shaykh is the one who is holding to that. So, the stories of the saints, the stories of the awliya, the stories of the prophets, that he, time to time, he would say to illustrate, to tell us, it is in so many books, especially in the Ottoman books, the Ottoman sources, because the Ottomans, they are collecting. It is an empire of tariqat. It's an empire of Sufism. And they collect and they make Sufism to rise and they spread it everywhere into the empire. And it is there. But that is still a book knowledge. Even this tariqat knowledge that is written in books, it is still book knowledge. I see so many people, they're reading books written by saints. Yeah, it's good. You may read it. Oh, this is very good. This saint wrote this 800 years ago. Okay. This saint wrote this 200 years ago. This saint wrote this 1,000 years ago. Okay. Yeah. But he wrote that for those people 1,000 years ago. He wrote that for those people. 800 is not writing that for you. For us, especially now, we have people that we don't even know what the 32 Farz is. We don't know what the obligations of religion is. We don't know even how to enter into a toilet. We don't know how to take a wudu properly with all the sunnats and everything. A nice, perfect wudu. But we're reading Ibn Arabi. MashaAllah. Shaykhul Akbar, we're reading. That he is writing for shaykhs, not writing for us. So it's out of whack. Attitude is out of whack. Understanding is out of whack. We don't know where our place is. We don't know how to read, where to go. We don't know what knowledge is benefiting us, what knowledge isn't. It may be interesting, but it doesn't give you benefit. That knowledge is cursed. And that is a sign that Allah does not love that one when he's busy with knowledge that does not concern him. in the Naqshbandi Tariqat, especially in the association of our Shaykh, Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdul Qadir Rabbani, he will give you knowledge that will only be about you, that will only concern you, that will only give benefit to you, for you to rise above your ego, for you to understand yourself, for you to understand Allah, not anything else. So, we are removed from all those even knowledges that are written by saints, explaining so many other things, inspirations that is given to them, that is written hundreds of years ago. And even if we have access to that, we have to read it in translation. So much is lost. Even if we know Ottoman Turkish, we will not be able to understand that. So, which means that reading is defunct. Reading to get understanding only from the text, it is incomplete. And in these days, so much out there is corrupted. And Holy Prophet ﷺ was sent, not books. That's how Islam is spread to, through people who are representing that Prophet and the truth they get from that. Those who say, well, I found the truth by opening a Quran and reading it, they're saying good luck to you. Because now you think that you're a prophet. Quran came to the Prophet. Now that time you're reading the Quran, which is again someone else's interpretation of the Quran. Now you think you know everything. Somebody is trying to tell you, you know, but you reading the Quran is like this, but the actual meaning is like this. You say, no, I read the Quran is like that. So where do you go from there? You already put a thick veil in front of you, the stubbornness. Now you have to remove that veil. So many, they don't want to remove that veil. So may Allah forgive us, inshallah. Say.